the words of someone else, and then you're like changing your mental state with the weed, and then you got your own thoughts and feelings, so you're kind of like all mixing it all together in a cauldron.
Yeah, and you're kind of in like that dream slash waking state. You kind of like
Yeah.
because you've also like just woken up and you're just drinking your coffee just then, and like you also kind of blur the lines between your dream and waking life because you smoked weed immediately after waking up. um, and
True
then
that, and the way the dreaming life is kind of subconscious, so you're in a semi-subconscious, altered, drug-altered state.
yeah, and on
Yeah,
top of that, like if you listen to like really dreamy, like atmospheric music, it can be really like surreal. I don't know. Like I remember living in that deep like fog place for like like most of like 18 to like 20 years old probably.
see, okay, that's the solution right there, is to find the process. Like I was trying to write prose in the dark, in silence, when I'm sober and wide awake. I was doing the opposite of that process.
Hmm. I mean, I do think that there's like a lot of creative spells when you're like sleep deprived, but
Oh yes, that's how I used to fucking write. I would stay up until like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I'd start to get like,
a second wind.
uh, mm, after a certain amount of time of sleep deprivation, your usual conscious thought process becomes less controlled and, um, lends itself to creativity. It like could it could be like kind of like doing a drug if you stay up for a long time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's kind of a theme in any creative, or historically, all the famous writers and artists and shit. They usually did extreme shit, like do a bunch of drugs and whatever as part of their process.
Yeah, I think many like modern brains have been turned to mush by drugs because too many people followed that notion. But as far as the drugs go, but yeah, I know what you mean, and I definitely think it's a thing.
A lot of their brains turn to mush too. A lot of artists, there's a few of them
They just
that pretty much ended up going out because of the drugs.
yeah. I've noticed like a lot of really good albums were like in the middle of people's like drug addictions, and then once they get clean, like their their like sober album following their really like addiction infused album, like the sober one is always really bad.
Yeah, it's tough to be a creative artist off of drugs.
Like Amy Winehouse like wrote Back to Black, well, like, you know, her whole life was a total mess because of drugs and shit, and then like she didn't make anything really after that. uh or she was like making things but nothing like that. And then like Hole, like the band, like after Courtney got sober from heroin, her next album sucked. Yeah, there's a lot of examples of that.
Slipknot quit drinking. Or Corey Taylor did. His albums did not get any worse.
Maybe alcohol's different, but who knows? I'm thinking about like hard drugs, but
Oh, excuse me.
wait, who is the artist that you were mentioning?
Corey Taylor.
Who's that?
Not.
Oh, yeah, I've never heard a Slipknot song. I just know that they exist.
Fuck. What's wrong with you? Don't listen to rock.
I just remember all the goth kids listening to it, and all the goth kids stunk, so I didn't like Slipknot.
When I first heard Slipknot, that was a little, it was a little strong for me. I've only like grown to like them the past few years.
I've never liked like super duper aggressive music. Like I've always liked softer stuff.
Alternative rock.
Like grunge is probably like grunge rock is probably the hardest music that I listen to, which is not very hard. What do you listen to, Tim?
Um, I go through phases. Uh,
What phase are you in right now? Or which seems to be the most recurrent phase?
right now, I'm in a new phase, literally, and I will show you in just a moment. Here we go. I was in a reggae phase for a couple of years. The Smiths are timeless. And now it's
I
like,
love the Smiths. I used to like
yeah,
I used to try to be Morrissey when I was younger, like really hard.
there's a Morrissey song for everything, every situation.
I know I sound like one of those people, but I totally don't think that Morrissey's stuff was as good as the Smiths, and I never really got super into it.
Morrissey is the Smiths.
Johnny Marr was quite the guitarist. He's like
Indeed, but
legendary.
you're into the poetry and all the lyrics with Morrissey, and that's poetry.
I mean, a lot of the Smith stuff was like that, but I mean, I haven't really given Morrissey's independent solo stuff like a good chance, honestly.
It's a mixed bag, you know, like the Smiths was all pretty much masterpieces every single time. Johnny
That's like
Marr
kind of how
is,
I like. I don't like artists that have like filler songs or like bad albums. Like, I think that if people are putting things out, they should make sure that it's like a masterpiece every time. That sounds weird, but like I really do think less of the artist if they put.
well, I mean, damn, like, geez, maybe they're trying to put out a masterpiece, and that's part of the creative process is you throw a bunch of shit out there, and some of it's gonna be good. You can't like if you're always thinking, oh, I'm only gonna do perfection, you'll just seize up, and you won't be able to let your intuition go free enough to make art.
Well, I don't think you should think about like the outcome when you're writing a song anyways, you know? But I'm talking about if you don't have like the understanding necessarily, or like the perception, or not perception, like if you can't look at your art like 2 weeks after you've made it or a month after and be like, whoa, this is bad, when it's really bad, then like, I don't know. I'm like, what? Like, how did you not? I don't know. I guess I'm really critical. I mean, I don't actually stick to that principle, like necessarily, but it does make me like wonder what they were thinking and kind of think that they're a little silly.
Do you like listen to Johnny Marr's solo stuff?
It's really bad. I
Isn't that
heard
weird how he was genius with the Smiths and then by himself it's just like
it's because he can't sing and can't write lyrics either. And like it seemed like he didn't even try. I mean, I only listened to like a couple of songs, but that was enough for me. I was like,
what do you listen to these days?
I listened to a lot of stuff, but let's see. Going through my Spotify now. Well, I'll just sign in and view your playlist because it's making me sign in on the web player thingy. Whoopsies.
Ooh yeah. Conan Moccasin is in the new phase for sure.
Yeah, I don't actually know any of this stuff.
It's because it's mostly new.
I know Unknown Mortal Orchestra, Blood Orange.
You'd probably like Conan Moccasin.
Mm-hmm. I know Ryan Adams too, but yeah, it's like it. But yeah, I'm trying to find the artist you were just talking about.
It was the first song that pulled up when you
Oh, right. Um, yeah, lately I've been listening to like I listen to like individual songs these days. I used to have the attention span for albums, but I usually like make playlists of like random stuff, mostly like feely stuff. But like,
Yeah, same. The era of albums is over.
you think so?
Totally. The internet killed the album.
I mean, it's mostly like an attention span, like a personal thing. Like if I'm really stimulated or something, I can listen to like an album straight through, or if the album's really good. So it might just be that people are
Plus,
putting like,
there's a ton of artists out there where they'll make a couple songs that I think are good, and the rest of their stuff I don't care about, but those two songs are like totally fucking amazing. So then they'll go on my playlist. But I'll never listen to their albums all the way through.
yeah, even if their stuff isn't like horrible, it just doesn't do the same thing that one song did for you.
Right. I only got time for the best of the best. There's just so much fucking music out there these days.
Yeah. Like I can name all-time favorites, I guess. So like Beach House, like of Montreal, Perfume Genius. I've been listening to a lot of Tune Yards lately, so that's not necessarily an all-time favorite, but Um, what else?
You like Belle and Sebastian?
Yeah, I used to be really into them in high school more so, and then I kind of outgrew them, but I still think they're really talented and they'll always have a place in my heart. I like Jenny Vol, St. Vincent, uh, who else? I like Elliott Smith, Sufjan Stevens, like Chris Garneau. I don't know. I should just make you a playlist, honestly. I don't know if you'll be into it, but
I like many of the artists you just named, so yeah, playlist it up. Do you not already have playlists?
I do, but they're like not like if I make a playlist for someone, then it has to be like really well curated. Like I'm making one for Kit Kats right now,
All right.
but it's titled INF playlist, so I may as well just send it to you too.
Sure.
I hate that thing where it's like late and your eyes are sleepy and your body's sleepy, but you know, as soon as you shut your laptop and lay in bed to attempt to sleep, you won't be able to fall asleep anyways, so there's not even a point.
Yeah. What is it there? Like 3 or 4?
It's 4:15 about.
Oh shit. That's way too late.
I mean, tomorrow's Saturday, right? Or today is Saturday.
No, today's Monday morning. You gotta go to work.
I don't have a job.
All right, that didn't work. uh,
I don't know why I act like days matter. It's
it's
like every day's the weekend for me, technically.
all right. You're hired, and it's Monday morning.
I quit.
I thought you had a job.
No, I like had a whole like mental breakdown like in November.
Oh yeah, you had a job in November.
Well, like I quit like the last week in October, and then yes, I've been unemployed since November. But I actually finally feel sort of better again. But I'm also scared to like feel better because then when I do start doing really well, like I always have a really big crash at the end, so I don't know what it means.
Yeah, that sounds like maybe you're
Cyclothymic, aka bipolar.
maybe the kind of work you're doing is just incompatible with your INFP-ness, so it slowly wears you down until
Yeah,
you can't handle it anymore.
then I'm like super fucked because like where else would I work? I don't have a degree.
You just have to find your niche. I found my niche. It took fucking forever, but I found it, and now that I'm in it, everything's just it's just natural. Like I go into work. It's not even like work. It's just it's easy. It's not easy for in general, but it's easy for me because it fits just perfectly. You just have
Hmm.
to find that fit, and like selling clothes in a clothes store at the mall is probably never gonna be satisfying to you.
What are you talking about? That's like the dream job.
Is it?
No. Uh, I mean, like I've been telling myself I'm young for like probably too long. But like ideally I would be a therapist, but I'm also really scared of like the weight of having people's lives and mental health in my hands. Like that stresses me out too much.
I feel that, and I used to feel the same, but realized that they're already in such rough shape that they need help. Um, you're not gonna like make them more messed up. Plus, you're an INFP, so you're gonna be so gentle, and you're gonna have such good insight, and your intuition is just so sensitive. You're perfect for it. Like you're just stressing out because of the unknown, but once you get in there, you'd be a natural. You're already a natural.
Well, it's very sweet. Now I just have to go to school.
Yeah. What how much college have you done so far?
uh, one semester,
Okay.
but it's now like free in New York State college. If you're like underprivileged or if you don't make a certain amount.
Right.
So the trick the catch is that you have to stay in New York State like 4 years after you graduate, so all the money goes back into the state or something like that.
Yeah. They own you. It's like what do they used to call it in the Middle Ages? Indentured servant, is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you're like an indentured servant.
Yeah,
But it's a good deal. It's a good deal.
I don't know if I could deal with that though. Like I want to be free, so probably won't do that.
What, so you want to go out of New York? Or you just want to feel like you have the option to be free?
I mean, I've planned to get out of New York for a while, so yeah, I want to get out. But then also that freedom feeling, that feeling that I could just go anywhere whenever I wanted.
Yeah, I feel that.
I need to have that. Like, I need an escape rope all the time, everywhere, in every situation.
Well, you need your degree too.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll give you long-term freedom, life of freedom.
Hopefully. I mean, I just know a lot of people who got like degrees and their jobs now aren't like in their field and they're not really paying that well and didn't really matter. They're just in debt now.
If you're going into counseling, demand is high and it's gonna stay high forever. And the pay, like, I don't know if you're looking to be rich, then go into business or something, but
I'm not looking to be rich at all.
so you'll be comfortable, you'll be plenty comfortable, and you'll be satisfied and you'll be helping people. You'll be doing what you're born to do.
I have a 1 year plan, which is kind of fun. In the meantime, um, I'm just gonna get my phlebotomy certification.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good way to go. Get a certification.
yeah. It just seems like the shortcut, and like to allow me to buy time for a little bit, so I don't feel like
That'll get you into a better situation than a closed store at the mall.
for sure.
Phlebotomy, so does that mean you draw blood?
Yeah, I just draw blood all day.
So you'd actually be in a medical setting
Hmm.
full of nurturers and NFs caring for patients. Uh,
I feel like it would be a lot of there would be like a lot of SJs actually, or maybe even um, maybe SPs.
nah, like, okay, you're gonna have your SJs in the administrative building, HR. Your receptionist is gonna be SJ, that kind of people, and then all the medical practitioners are gonna be heavily weighted on the NF side of things.
Hmm.
SPs, I don't think are interested in that kind of shit at all.
Like I just think of a lot of people being in like weird. Like I kind of see a lot of people looking at it as like, oh well, I don't feel like finishing nursing school, and I already have my certification to draw blood, so I may as well just go here. And I feel like people in nursing school probably aren't like they're probably SJs.
There's plenty of SJ nurses because nursing is a concrete, physical based, like linear. Their blood pressure is high, so give them A or B. It's not an intuitive type activity. So yeah, nursing has plenty of SJs in it.
SPs. Too, well, there's an Taylor's girlfriend, Katie. She's an SP and she's in nursing.
Uh huh. I mean, you'll find every type doing everything, but statistically,
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess you'd be working around some nurses, but still, if someone goes into nursing, they're at some level more likely to be a nurturer than not. They're they're less likely to be an asshole than a lawyer
Mm-hmm.
or a manager or something.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying, bottom line is, it'll be a more NF friendly environment.
I hope so. I'm mostly attracted to like the routine, the idea that you can really only get better at doing like drawing blood over and over, You're not going to get worse at it. So,
Uh-huh. And you'll be working like one-on-one with people.
yeah, I also like that aspect.
And even though your job description is to draw blood, like, you can end up chatting with them and feeling their anxious vibes and trying to calm them down so you can draw their blood and get them all relaxed with your relaxing monotone voice. And yeah, you'll be great at it.
Are you going into nursing, Neptune?
No, I'm just going to get my phlebotomy certification.
What is that?
So you just draw blood. You
Oh.
draw blood all day, pretty much.
It'll be a nice little counseling laboratory. Like, you'll get this big flow of people going through there, and you can chat each one of them up and like analyze them, and you get like 5 minutes of mini clinical experience with each one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for you. I'm just imagining your life as a phlebotomist.
Yeah, and if you work for like just a small like lab or something somewhere, like I wouldn't have that many like coworkers to deal with either.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a CNA. Of course,
What is that?
I said I'm a CNA, certified nurse's aide.
Oh, okay. Do you like
One
it?
thing in the medical field, though, that you will deal with is you mainly deal with old, dying people or sick people. I mean, that is the majority of that, unless you go into something specific.
Like, did it take some getting used to for you? Did it kind of like, were you uncomfortable with being around all those sick and old people and dying people?
No, well, probably the worst part about being a CNA is there's not enough time to do what you're supposed to do for them. Not
Mm-hmm.
enough people. So
Do you get to know your patients, kind of, or are you just like in passing?
CNA now.
What'd you say?
I said I don't work as one now.
Oh, okay.
Big.
I thought about going back into the field, but I wasn't sure as to what. To go back and be a nurse and nursing, God,
Hello.
that's a hard.
Hey, is that Tiff?
It is Tiff.
Hey,
What's up?
how are you?
Going on.
Is that Audra asleep on camera?
No, that's Chloe.
Chloe. I've never met Chloe.
Tell her stuff right now and it'll go into her dreams. We have a direct link into her subconscious.
That's pretty awesome. Oh, she's awake.
She heard her name. When you hear your name when you're asleep, it can wake you up. Yeah. Yeah.
How's everybody doing?
I'm good.
Hi, Taylor.
Sleepy.
Who said that?
It was Tiff.
What's up?
Not much. Just getting ready to go to bed.
We don't have any kids tonight, so we're gonna be partying all night long like old people.
There's nothing you're doing this.
I didn't recognize you at first, but then I realized who you were because I recognized the kitchen.
Drink them if you got them.
Fair enough.
Where's me?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Party
Party
like we're
on.
in our 30s.
So where's the little one?
Sleepover.
Oh, lucky you.
Cream soda. What the shit
They
is
were out of
this?
root beer.
Okay.
I got that.
Did you get them for yourself or was that for me?
Good for you.
Oh, thank you. Bottle opener.
Doesn't seem like the partying started yet. It's pretty late to start partying.
Man. Okay.
Better get a move on.
It's more like a sleepover in here than a party.
I'm talking specifically to
Chloe,
he was the one that,
Chloe's
partying.
setting the sleepover vibe.
yeah, I'm already tired and just fucking sleeping on camera.
I'm in my pajamas.
Me too.
Pajama party. Sleeping on camera. That's hilarious.
It's almost creepy because we're recording her sleep.
Why, Chloe? Why? Why are you doing this?
I wouldn't be able to fall asleep thinking about the fact that cameras are on me.
I've passed out in the room before. It happens.
Some people just do not
On the phone.
get many fucks though. What happened, Katie?
I said I have fallen asleep on the phone before.
It's happened to me, I think, maybe a couple times when like I decided to listen to someone for longer than I could actually handle.
I fell asleep on the phone before. All right, we'll have a fun pajama party. I'm going to bed.
It's gonna be great.
You seem so enthusiastic.
Yeah, I know my sarcasm is dry.
It's perfectly fine. Have a good.
What?
You ask questions like really aggressively, Katie. It's kind of amusing.
Do I?
Yeah, you'll be like, "What?" Like you almost seem offended.
I'm bored. I can clean. I could clean. But I've been cleaning all fucking week. All week. I don't want to clean.
Don't do it. You don't have to. You shouldn't do anything you don't want to do.
I don't know. Yeah, that's some bullshit.
It's fun to think about, though. You know, that's always an option.
Yeah. It's fun to think about, but like in all reality, yeah.
Just make Taylor clean. Just nag him until he cleans.
Oh my god, you haven't seen him clean. It's painful to watch it.
Because he half-asses everything.
No, it just takes him forever.
Yeah.
He can throw stuff away, like when it's like the before trash night, he'll go around and get the trash. But then it's like everybody needs to get the trash. You guys need to pick up the trash. Like, I'm picking up everybody's trash all fucking week. Don't say anything. Pick up some trash and throw it away. What was that? Oh.
I think Tim is motioning or something. It's making a little bit of noise.
What kind of noise are you hearing?
I don't know.
I still hear it's sort of like a little staticky, like you're sliding something, but it's too far away to be your actual microphone. So I
I
don't know.
hear a little staticky thing too, but it ain't me. I'm not doing anything.
Oh, it's
Oh.
Chloe. I just muted.
Yeah.
That's probably
Probably her snoring.
How often do you stalk people's social media that you used to talk to?
Me, never.
Never?
Never. I don't like to go back. I only go forward. I'm like a shark.
Too painful or too what?
Yeah, like,
Or just like you don't even think about it really?
well, a lot of times the people in my past are there for a reason. Painful, yeah, I guess maybe painful. and just like to evolve in a new direction, it's helpful to just be free of all. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't stalk people on social media. How about you?
Oh yeah, all the time. I can see like I'll remember exactly where on their social media like we started talking, and then see where their life has gone since then. Uh, and then I don't know, just interesting, I guess. Like it's like they don't even know that I know what their life is like
Mm,
currently, and for some reason, like keeping a log of it, like I don't even know what purpose it serves. Honestly, I'm just like brainstorming why I do it. I just do it because I'm probably a masochist or something.
because you're curious about people.
Maybe, but if if I don't know, I sort of it does give me like some weird feeling that's like slightly negative, but like nostalgic too in a weird way, and I enjoy that feeling even though it's mostly like not a positive thing.
You generally just enjoy the feeling of nostalgia.
Like I guess it's gonna sound like if I talk about this too in depth, it sounds like really cheesy and stuff, so I don't even want to talk about it. Kind of, I don't know why I brought it up.
All right.
Sorry.
What else would you like to talk about tonight, Neptune?
I don't know. You pick. I've been picking the last couple topics.
Hmm. True, you have. Uh, I have a pretty one-track mind these days.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm focused on my priorities, my goals.
Hmm.
So I guess it's a good thing. My natural inclination is to just go off in every direction and jump from one thing to the other and get nothing accomplished. So I guess it's a good thing that I'm trying to be focused. Then again, it is Friday night, so I should be able to explore in any direction.
Yeah, you don't want to kill your soul.
I know. It's good to have an INFP around to get someone in touch with their soul again. It's very therapeutic.
You're full of shit.
Will you be my therapist?
I don't know. If you really need one, I can't say no. I really can't.
Everyone needs a therapist, in particular me.
You don't have a therapist?
Maybe I do, but
I think you mentioned one time that you do.
uh, I could use many therapists. Why limit yourself to one?
That's a good point. It's
Trust
sort of
people.
like lovers. Like, why would you limit yourself to one?
How many people can you trust? You pay a therapist, keep your mouth shut.
What?
You pay a therapist pretty much to keep their mouth shut, to listen to you
That
and keep your mouth shut about what you say, and to give you advice. But a lot of times
Subpar.
it's
my
so
therapist,
in the right direction that you already need to go. Unless you're
my
like,
therapist, my therapist never gives me advice. When I ask for advice, they don't even give it when I ask. They just redirect my thought process. Like I'll say, "What should I do about this?" And they'll say, "Like, well, what have you tried? What do you think you should do about it?" Stuff like that.
Yep, I know.
Because if you give someone advice, chances are they'll just like argue with it or ignore it. It has to come from within you. So if you redirect someone to discover it themselves, then they'll really act upon it.
Yeah, that's kind of how my new therapist has been so far.
I had a therapist.
Sounds
He's like, well, you already like uh know like what you need to do kind of or what direction you should go in, so like instead I'll like recommend steps to getting there kind of thing. Or
breaking down into small steps what to do to get to your goal.
yeah, which I already also know that like the things I have to do it, but like having someone like sort of say it in like a very like, well, looks like this is kind of obvious to you and me, you know, kind of makes you feel foolish when you keep going in the same direction that's been toxic and destructive and
Mhm.
unproductive for a while.
Sometimes even just saying stuff out loud, it's totally different than thinking it in your head. Even though you've thought something in your head for a long time, when you say it, it's different. Something changes.
Yeah. I mean, usually it doesn't, but like when you feel like somebody has something to offer or like understands things in a weird way, then it works. Because I've had like therapists who are like saying things did not do shit like at all, but this time it's different for some reason. Like I don't know, maybe it's like if you feel like someone is, yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I feel ya.
Like if you feel like the ears are worthy or like not worthy, that's a bad word, but then you kind of like then you're actually listened to and it actually makes a difference. But if it falls on like unworthy ears, I'm gonna use that word again.
Respect, maybe respect. If you respect them, then you'll listen to them.
Yeah, otherwise it's kind of just like talking to an inanimate object.
Yeah. What other topic? Pick a topic, huh?
You want me to pick a topic?
I'm talking to myself.
Okay, I couldn't tell.
Having unlimited options is the most difficult thing.
I know it's like when someone asks you to describe yourself.
It's because my FI is my eighth function. That's why. It's because your FI gives you direction and it tells you what is worth talking about and doing and thinking. And since my FI is so weak, that's why I don't know what to write about either. I don't know which direction is worth going in.
Hmm. I think maybe like when I feel like I'm not really in touch with myself or something, I kind of look at things from like what is universal, what is universal in everyone when they refer to themselves, you know, like what is something that we all have in common, kind of, and then speak from that, like a universalist or universal perspective, I guess.
Look for common ground. Yeah.
Because I don't know if you can't like feel your humanness, you know, you can just think of like collective humanity, kind of, and then you have somewhere to start.
Hmm.
Like I think empathy is probably like more prolific than like one's own like personal feelings about like their own experiences and stuff.
People ask me what I like, and I blank out. Like, I don't know. That must be a sign of FI uh, deficit.
I think it's a sign of depression mostly, to be honest.
But I'm not depressed.
That's like the worst stage of depression is when you're depressed anymore.
I'm not depressed. I'm definitely not depressed. That's why I'm up at 2 in the morning. It's a bigger problem than that.
Do you feel like there's like a lack of like novelty, or like you don't get as much of a thrill as you used to out of things? Like, I don't know, even people with
Yeah,
low FI, like usually they know what they like, you know, like it's kind of extreme to not know at all.
life has become routine. I don't like routine. I like just following the moment, and I can't do that.
We're talking about a lot of FI.
I'm talking about a lack of FI,
Oh, a lack of FI.
lack of it.
Yeah, that's got to be.
It's directionless. When you have no FI, you're just lost.
What?
If you don't have FI, you are lost in the world. You're lost. You don't know which direction you're headed. You're out of touch with your values. Your feelings give you your values.
You have to have like.
And how interesting that the two people in this room right now are both FI DOMs, the INFP and the ISFP, so in touch with their feelings.
Oh yeah, Neptune. When did you become an INFP?
I guess I've always been one. I just had to realize it.
Okay. It took me a year to figure out that I was ISFP.
What did you used to think you were?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell I was. I mean, yeah. It's a.
What did Taylor think you were initially?
Taylor? I don't know. What did you think I was initially? I think the first time I'd listened to him talk enough. The first time I took the one online. Anyways, I typed out as an ENTP.
You typed as an ENTP?
Yeah.
That's quite the change.
I could probably take the test right now, at least the one they got online, the one you have to pay for and type out.
So did Taylor type you as ISFP?
No, we really couldn't figure me out for a while. I typed me.
Oh, okay.
I thought I was E for a while. That was because I'm pretty social if you get me around people, especially people I know, but even people I don't know, I'm not that awkward.
Yeah, but you have this thing where it seems like you're communicating from like within yourself as opposed to like being outside of yourself, talking to people, you know? Like it starts like from you. Like other people are actually like in the moment. Like extroverts are in the moment and like interacting with their environment in that kind of way, as opposed to like being separate from the environment.
It just depends on the environment.
I guess I'm not giving extroverts enough credit. I mean, I'm sure they're coming from some part of in themselves, but
Now the thing is, I don't mind. Like, yeah, I definitely don't mind being around people, and I can be around people for a long, extended amount of time. I enjoy people, but I need that time to myself, or else like then things get strange.
That's the definition of an introvert, is after being with people, you feel the need to recharge.
Yeah,
When you say things get weird, what do you mean though?
I get probably emotional.
You get emotional?
Yeah,
Like, what's the first one that like you start to feel when you've been around people for too long?
I don't want to talk.
Irritable. You feel
Yeah.
irritable. You want to tell people, leave me the fuck alone.
I could stay around. Like I had like my best friend. I could be any of my good friends. I could be around them for like about a solid like 2 weeks. But after that, normally would end in some sort of weird fight that we wouldn't see each other for a while. And I think a lot. How many of my friends were extroverts? Probably the one that would hang around the most was extrovert.
Are you aware of your feelings right now?
I suppose.
Are you generally always aware of your feelings?
Yeah.
Are they really intense usually?
Mm, not always.
Do they usually change because of something going on in your head or something going on in the environment?
And be both. Like, I don't know, some things sometimes can like feel bad or something and not know why and try to shrug it off and then eventually figure out like I've got to figure out what the hell is bothering me or else it's gonna end up like in an explosion.
When you do explode, are people like, whoa, you're crazy? Like, do you have like a track record of like having irrational outbursts according to other people?
Like according to other people,
Yeah, but other people call it like irrational and like you kind of being emotionally unstable or something or reactive.
not too many people. So
Not many people what?
not many people see me explode.
Hmm.
And it's normally not. It just blah. A lot of times it's over something stupid though. It's not even what's bothering me. Remember, I am yeah, I'm a kid, so I can just go off about stupid shit really quick sometimes. But for the most part, I'm happy.
Were your siblings like were they like less emotional compared to you and like less sensitive?
Uh, my sister, I think she's a T. I don't know. She's a ESTP. I don't know what the fuck my brother is. I don't know. I was the baby of the family, so I suppose I was the most sensitive one and treated that way too.
My younger brother's the baby and he's an ISFP as well.